Welcome back everybody to Hayes Tech and ROM Reviews. I am David Hayes. I know it's been a while, but again, I've been looking for ROMs to show off, and they are just all the same. This is a request review from one of you guys. You've asked me to review AOKP and Oreo. I thought I already had it out, but apparently the last one I did was in Nougat, which was 7.1.2. A lot of changes from there to Nougat. We lost a lot of features. As you guys know, if you are running Oreo, you know we lost a ton of features, custom features. We're going to go ahead and get right into this. We're going to go ahead and go into settings. We're going to go ahead and scroll down to system, and then let me see here, about phone. As you guys can see, this is AOKP version, let me see here. It just says Shamu Oreo 2018 May 29th. That is their latest build. It is for the model Nexus 6 or Shamu. Android version 8.1.0. There's your baseband version. Kernel, as you guys can see, I'm running a non-supplied kernel. The supplied kernel I did flash and run. I've been running this for a couple weeks now. And I started out on the supplied kernel and it worked great. No issues at all, guys. It did not force encrypt. I'll show you guys that as well. Just make sure you do your due diligence and you will not get encrypted. I started out non-encrypted, and then make sure you flash that FED patch just to double, make sure, and go from there. And that's what I did. But the reason I have a non-supplied kernel on here is because I'm also testing Popcorn kernel. If you guys have been looking at the XDA threads under Android, just Android development, you'll notice there's a new thread up, and it is for Popcorn kernel. It's only been out for about a month. It is an outstanding kernel. I've been running it, and it's been running great. Battery life is on par with supplied kernels, with some of the other custom kernels with big names on them. Popcorn's been standing right up there. I highly recommend, if you are looking for a custom kernel for your Nexus 6 running Oreo, that you look into Popcorn kernel. Go over there, give them guys a thumbs up. If you want, give them a donation. Same with AOKP. These guys bust their asses to get you guys custom ROMs for your phones and kernels, and just all kinds of features. So they do this on their spare time. All right, enough preaching. Anyways, guys, the kernel's awesome. The ROM is actually a pretty good ROM too. It's awesome. I highly recommend both of them. We're going to go ahead and get into this a little bit deeper. This is not set up like a lot of the other ones, but we're going to go ahead and scroll down to where it shows the Rom Controls, which is right here. It says Rom Control AOKP. Go ahead and hit that. And here we go. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to change the look of the phone. You guys can see how it is stock. I hate the stock look. We're going to go into display, then we're going to go into advanced. I'm going to go down where it says, where is it? Style. And I'm going to click on where it says style light, and I'm going to go to dark. There we go. And I'm going to pick a different accent color. We're going to go tomato. And we're back in settings. Alright, I switched it back to light. I didn't like the way it looked in dark. I'm in a different area of the house filming this, and the lighting definitely is not that good. So we're going to go back. We're going to go ahead and go back down into the ROM control. Now, in order to get to all of your controls in here, you want to hit this hamburger up here, which is the settings tab, the three line tab, and we're going to go to general first. As you can see, there are slide over settings, recents. Under general settings, you can change your device host name. Slide to the right, you have your recent settings. Excuse me. Show memory bar, immersive recents. I have mine set to full screen. You guys can set it to whatever you want. You have your clear all button location. They do give you the 6 positions to set it at. Style, you can change your style button. I actually have mine on the Z's. You guys can change it to whatever you want. They have quite a few down there, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like Resurrection Remix's setup. You do have your custom recent style. Enable or disable for custom styling of the recents. You can animate your recents fab if you want. I don't have it animated. You can color it, and I do have coloring if you look. There's my fab button. I colored that, and it's just the way it is. So now if we swipe to the right, that's going to bring up your suspend actions. If you guys are into that, there it is. I don't use that at all. As well as the wake lock blocker. I do use that. I don't have this on because I don't want you guys to see my setup and then you go using what I have set up, because it may not work right on your device. This is very, very device specific. So I'm just going to say, if you don't know what you're doing, leave this off. If you do, this is an awesome tool to have. We're going to go to, first off, we're going to go to About. This is the link where you can go to check out their website, their code review, if you guys are into that, as I am, if you build. And then you can go on the IRC, you can join them there, slide over. These are the people that actually build. Make sure and give those guys props as well. And there are quite a few. You have to remember, AOKP is a massive group of people. They build for a lot of devices. Hashcode is a big name. I recognize a lot of these guys here. But again, I just want to go down through and show you guys all of them. There they are. If we swipe to the right again, these are the maintainers, or the people that actually build for the devices that we have. These 5 or 6 people here are the ones that build for all of the devices out. Now, what I mean by that is they actually compile the ROMs. They're all those people you saw in the background on the previous page over here. They run the servers, they work code, they do all kinds of stuff. So they're all a team, each one of them as important as the others. Okay, we're going to get out of About, we're going to go down to lock screen because we already hit General. You do have a show lock screen, clock, and then you have your date, if you want to show that. But these are the settings. I'm not going to mention every one of them, but you do have your weather and all that. You can't just hit the back button and go back to this. You always have to bring that dropout down, and I hate that. That's one of the things I don't like. But this ROM has been this way since I can remember. Clean back KitKat and before, they had this slide out tab. So this is the way they do things. And again, guys, if all ROMs are the same, then why would you run different ROMs? They have to be different. So they have their own little niche. The things that you like. This is where you set up your notification drawer. I have mine set up with 4 rows. In 3 columns. That's just how I do it. Everything fits right for me. They do have the kill app back button. You have your scroll small quick tiles if you want, which I have turned on. I kind of like that feature. They do come with headers. I have my image location, and I am running, I'm running 6 collection right now. The ROM comes with its own headers, which are pretty cool. I just like 6 headers. Frankie did a hell of a job on them. I like them. If I don't run 6, I usually run SOS, another one that Frankie built, or I like the Gravity Falls. And again, guys, the reason I have so many on here is because I download the apps from the Play Store that let you install headers onto your device. Extra custom headers. Then you have your header image shadow on the bottom, and that is it for the notification drawer. We're going to go down to sound. These are your sound settings. You turn on or off your camera shutter sound. You do have screenshot sound, safe headset volume. I have mine turned off because I am deaf as being old, and I like to have mine turned up as loud as I can get. You have your volume steps if you guys are into that. Here's where you go for that. Next down is your status bar settings. Guys, we cannot move the clock to center on this ROM. That is one of the things that I don't like. But again, if all the ROMs are the same, we would be flashing just one ROM. So they decided they weren't going to mess with that, and they didn't. So that is one feature. If you don't like that, you may want to move to a different ROM, although I'm getting used to it. You have your battery icon style. These are the styles here. Date, style, date, format, position is all there. Super user indicator if you want. And you have your service settings, which are weather settings. and we have your conditioned icon pack. I always go with, I usually go with lock screen color. Status bar weather is down here. I like to show temp with scale. System UI stop. That's weird. Okay, well, let's see if it recovers from that. And it put it up there. Right there it is. Now I get a system UI stop, but it still put it up and it's functioning. So that's a little something to look at. I don't know if it's you know, something across all devices or just mine. Maybe it's because I'm running that kernel. That's what I said. I can't complain about that to these guys because I'm running a custom kernel. Okay, so I swipe to the right. We're on traffic node, or your network traffic. You guys can set up that if you want. As you can see, I'm running it. If I turn that off, that will give me a little more space up in my status bar. We're going to swipe to the right again. This brings up the battery bar. I am running with a battery bar. Those are your locations to run with. You have your styles, your thickness if you want. I could bump that up to 2 dps if I wanted to. These are my colors I'm running, just basically for the video. I like to have nice bold colors for the video. You can run gradient if you want. You'll have to pick 2 colors. It'll gradiate that across so you can see where your level's at in a gradient. And that is pretty much it for the battery bar and for your status bar settings. Like I said, there are no clock settings where you can change that to center clock. So you can't hit your back button. I get screwed up on that all the time. Next down is going to be your user interface. You do have list view animation if you guys are into that. These are all the animations that you can use. I don't use list view. Scrolling cache, disable animations. I have most of the animations disabled. I just think the device runs quicker without all the animations. You have your screen animation default. I really wish they would have an off for this so we could just shut it off. I don't like a screen off animation. Of course, force expanded notifications. Your disabled immersive mode messages, which I like that feature. I hate messages popping up all the time. Again, heads up. I hate heads up, and I don't think you can shut heads up off on this, or at least they don't give you a button for that. But you can color your toast if you want to do that. Swipe to the right brings up AOKP animations. If you are, again, into all these animations, here they are. And of course, these are the ones that we know of from, again, back in KitKat, all that. They brought them right up in through the Oreo. Well, of course, we lost a few, but a lot of them did survive. Swipe to the right again brings up transparency porn. This is going to be where one of the features I love, where you can actually turn on transparency. You can use volume dialog. And of course your power menu. You can change your stroke if you want, all that stuff. It'd be nice if they had that blur. I like blur. Not so much into the transparency, but I do like the blur. Next down is going to be changelog. This is going to be all the changes that they made from each build that they did. So if you guys want to see what the changes were, go here. It gives you a 3 build change. I can see 3, maybe 4 builds in there. And that'll tell you all your changes. That's it for the Rom control. Here's your navigation, AOKP navigation. Of course, you can allow the nav bar navigation mode. I have mine in smart bar right now. Smart bar settings are down here. I'm not going to get into all that. I've done that on several videos in the past, and the controls in your smart bar settings are all the same. If you guys want to learn how to set all this stuff up, just go watch one of my old videos, and I have a 10-15 minute section showing you how to do that. You can change your portrait height. That's down here under advanced, and your landscape width and all that. Then of course pulse is all the way at the bottom. If you guys run pulse like I do, that's going to be where you set that up. And let me see here. Let me go back. Oops. Go back into that. Yeah, and that was it for navigation. Now we can go to Fling if you guys want. I'll show you the Fling settings quickly. I'll just scroll down through them, let you guys see them, because I do know that some of you guys are really into this. So I'll let you see what the settings are that they have. Notice the logo changed in the center as soon as I went back to that. They do have places where you can color your ripple effect, things like that. And I'm going to go back into Smart Bar. And that's it for your nav control. We're going to go to the top, work down. Let's see here. We'll just hit display real quick. Again, basic. Standard, I guess I should say, not basic. If you hit advanced, that's going to bring up all your other stuff. If you want to go into style, this is where you can set up your background. You can set it to work with, you know, your wallpaper and stuff. I'm not going to change it back to dark because it really conflicts with the lighting I have out here right now. So we're going to just leave it at light. You can change your accent color though. You go pretty much anything you wanted. We just go with blueberry, see if that changes. Yeah, yep. And then of course you have your auto magic, which will basically set your whole theme up, accents and everything according to your wallpaper if you want that. And then of course you can change your display size. I have mine at 1 higher than default, so you can do that if you want as well. Sound is up next. Again, standard sounds. They do give you the link ringtone and notification together if you like. I actually like those unlinked, so I can control them however I like, which is kudos to them. It's good that they put that in there. I think that is one feature that should come standard, even on stock. I really do. It is just that important to me. That's pretty much it. Private. Oh, I'll go down here and show you guys that I am not encrypted. And man, I've heard horror stories of people, you know, that's encrypted their phone with ROMs like this that are supposed to be non-encrypting, and I don't know how they're doing it. And when I flashed this, I flashed it with the stock kernel. Okay, so all I did was wipe. Of course, I was unencrypted to begin with. You can't be encrypted and then expect this ROM to unencrypt you. I was unencrypted in the beginning. I went and wiped system, cache, Delta cache, data. I wiped them again, and I wiped them again. I always wipe 3 times. Wipe my system in that. Then I went and I flashed the ROM. I flashed FEG patch. I flashed gaps. I flashed FEG patch again. And then Magisk 16.4. And then I booted the system, and I was not encrypted. So I don't know. Maybe it's the Magisk or the FEG patch, FED patch that's keeping me from getting encrypted. I don't know. But I am not getting encrypted, guys. As you can see, it says encrypt phone. That means I am not encrypted. So this ROM does not encrypt your phone. That is about it. Themes, it comes if it doesn't come with Substratum, but if you load Substratum on, you know, from the Play Store, it will actually put Substratum in your settings under themes. And then let's see, under system, if you go into about phone and then you scroll down to build number and tap that 7 or 8 times, it will unlock your developer options. Inside the developer options is your advanced reboot. So you want to make sure you have that turned on if you want to have your boot to recovery or bootloader or anything like that. Make sure that's turned on. You do want to have your Android debugging turned on in case you hit a wall. This is going to save your ass. It does come with a local terminal. Kudos to them for that too. If you guys know how to use a local terminal on your Android device, you are way ahead of the game. It will definitely help you out a lot. Under drawing, it does come set at 1 on all of the animations, and I turn them all off. I used to run at 0.5, but I got to thinking why. I don't like the animations anyways. They just slow your phone down. You want a super fast phone, turn all your animations off. Then your phone will just fly. I did an Antutu, although it's not Antutu. I'm not a big believer in graphics numbers, but I was up over 100,000 on my score. That was running this ROM and Popcorn Kernel. Again, guys, this is AOKP Oreo. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I tried to keep it as short as possible, but it's a good ROM, it's a good kernel, and you guys know my videos go long. I like to explain everything. Again, if you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. I want to thank all of my subscribers. You guys are freaking awesome, and I will see you on the next video.